Hello,
Hello.
how's it going?
Good. How
Hey,
are you?
everyone.
Hey,
Good.
Cheyenne.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Of
Thanks for inviting.
course. How's it going with Dolbear?
Ah,
Still struggle?
yeah. Mr. Liberty knows about it. After I got your message, or was it you, Tiana, your message about the bins not being out, and so it's hit and miss.
I think that might have been, I think that was Christina.
Yeah,
Okay.
Christina's son is in Dolbear and she told us.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so then I reached out to Mr. Liberty and I said, hey, hasn't been out much, So yeah, they haven't got the second lunch monitor yet. I don't know if they even have one, but he said the other monitor, they still don't have it. So hello, Lillian.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
well, that's too bad.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. But I guess for early release, they do this grab and go thing. And so, there's a percentage that take it to go and there's a percentage that they eat at the school, which is what I was hoping to catch, was really the ones that eat at the school. But today I was hoping to kind of go, but I didn't make it either myself. Which is interesting because Greenwood generally, I mean, the kids do eat their food, but there is always that, the cheese that they don't eat or a bag of carrots that they don't eat. So we do tend to collect them at Greenwood a lot. And like I said, early release days are one of the most wasteful days, that I've heard. So it's surprising that other schools are not having the same experience.
What, they're wasteful because the kids take stuff out of the bags and like don't want to eat them or something? Like everything in the bag?
Yeah, it's a grab and go. So they get like a paper bag, and it has like stuff in it that's a kind of pre-packaged. And so then they eat whatever they want out of that bag and they can take it home or they can donate it. So at Greenwood, kids would donate whatever they don't eat, which is the purpose of the program.
They're still eating at school.
They do. They have an option to take it to go or they can eat it there. Correct. Yeah. So we get a lot. Like, so tomorrow I'll do the pickup at I'll try to do it at Greenwood and I'll give you guys a tally. I think one time we had something like 50 cheese sticks or something like that. It was kind of ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah,
They basically don't have a choice. They just take whatever's there, right?
correct.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense that there'd be.
Yeah, and Dover's a bigger school, so I was hoping to kind of say, hey, at least hopefully we can, get some and see what's going on. So I'll try again next month if I can make it on my calendar to kind of get there, see what's going on there.
Yeah. I mean, there are like those, those ladies that help out with cleanup and stuff. I don't understand why they can't kind of help out.
Yeah. When I was there at Dilbert, the first person I asked if I had to leave early, if she could like bring in the bin, she was like, oh, I don't know anything about that. Like, I don't think I can. I don't know. Like, she was very much like, can't help you. And then I asked somebody else and she was like, yeah, okay. But like, she was also managing all the kids, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. What I usually do, which we did when we rolled it out, we just tell them to kind of announce a volunteer or two to kind of go put the food away. That way it's not on them to kind of do it, but to kind of get the kids involved.
Yeah. That's a good idea. To the kids' credit, they knew exactly what to do. They came up with stuff and they put it in and they did a good job.
Yeah, and they want to do it too.
Oh yeah. They took to it like right away.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll figure something out. I think it's just a matter of time, Otherwise, Melissa, I did run into Dustin the other day, and I did mention about that. We want to have a meeting with him and everything like that. So, but he did mention that he finally got approval to have to be able to hire outside contractors for the food service department. Because they've been short-staffed, 9 short-staffed. I think the whole time he's been there, they've been short-staffed heavily. And so this is really the first time that's actually fully staffed. And so I'm just wondering, since they are outside contractors, they're not subject to a lot of the restrictions and stuff per union code or whatever it may be, to potentially ask them to kind of get involved with that. Maybe they can put the ice packs out and wheel it up for us, you know. Again, it really depends on where they are, right? If they're at the high school, then that wouldn't apply. But if they're at the elementary, perhaps maybe those folks can chime in and help out while they're there.
Would they be like behind, like in the kitchen people, or what's the hiring gonna be?
Yeah, I think it's just behind for the kitchen counter people. But I don't see why they can't, you know, like when they come in to check in, they can just put the ice pack in and wheel it out. And then we just need somebody to kind of help recruit a couple kids to put the food away.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to come into your meeting, so pretend I'm not here.
Okay. All right. Hey, Christina.
Hey, guys.
All right. Call the meeting to order, 7:36. We already did some public participation. I guess, Cheyenne, do you have anything else that you want to talk about right now? Public participation?
No, you can ask me any questions as you guys go along your agenda.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Next is approval of the meeting notes from September. Did everybody get a chance to review those? Thanks, Lillian, for taking them.
No problem.
Are you interested in taking them again?
I was just gonna say, do you need someone to take them again? Because I can do that.
You did such a great job.
Okay, let me let me get my note-taking stuff ready. All right,
Thank you.
will do.
All right. Motion to approve September minutes.
Second,
All right. Tiana,
yes.
Lillian,
Yes.
Christina.
Yes.
All right. Minutes approved. Next item is the Halloween candy wrapper recycling. So I'm going to be getting the box tomorrow from Rubicon. So I did mention it in our ESC meeting to Amy, and you know, the fact that schools can actually get the boxes themselves. So I sent her the information for her to pass around. I don't know if anything's gonna happen, but regardless, we're gonna have one. We just need to, I don't know who you touched base with last time at City Hall, Tiana, or at Town Hall.
I want to say I just emailed Sherry and said, Sherry, can we have this here? And she said, yes, of course, just bring it. And I brought it, and whoever sits near the front said, there's fine. I think it was approximately that.
Okay.
I mean,
then we just
yeah,
need to,
that was basically it. Yeah, on the 31st, I said, Sherry, can we put this at Town Hall? And she said, absolutely, leave it by the front desk. And then, you know, a week or two later, I went back and picked it up.
yeah. Okay.
I also think I contributed 70% of the wrappers that are in there because I've been saving them for months.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think, yeah, we could try to get the word out a little earlier this time. Maybe we'll
it'd be
get
great. Yeah, like if the PTOs want to each get one for each school and then put it in the PTO newsletter. I mean, I would imagine the kids are eating the majority of the candy and can bring it, bring the wrappers.
Yeah, I mean, I sent Amy the information to pass along, so I don't really want to force the issue with them. I kind of just want to focus on, our box and getting that going and getting the word out about that.
I got one for my business, and I agree that getting the word out about the collection portion of it, because it's not like a walk by, drop your wrapper in kind of thing. It's kind of like, hey guys, when you eat it at home, collect it all, bring it to me, and then we'll put it in the box kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
it's a matter of saving.
Yeah, it's more saving than seeing the box and being like, hey, I'm eating candy here,
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I can add that to this week's list of posts and do a, save your candy wrappers.
Yeah.
Bag them up. There are gonna be at least a couple of places to drop them off.
Definitely.
Yeah, and did Jen put out a news blurb on that last year? Maybe.
Maybe.
The other thing is, the other thought I had, I don't know if you guys are part of the Buy Nothing Wakefield, heard of that? Like that group of folks definitely is all about those types of things. So I feel like if we throw something out there like, hey, we're doing this, I feel like they would drop off bags of candy wrappers.
Don't
for us.
know if they'll be okay. Like the admin people are very strict. So they'll be okay.
Yeah, they are. I feel like
Related to Buy Nothing.
right. I know there are some rules, but I know
A lot of rules.
there are a lot of rules.
There was one time I posted something from the ESC for them that was in the like how to get rid of something recycling kind of vein. If you ask first, they'll sometimes allow it.
Yeah, I could do that. I can send the admin person a message and just let her know.
I think that's generally the right approach.
Okay. So maybe we can do something like that
Yeah, that'd be great.
just to get some more volume.
Yeah.
Do we know where we're gonna put the candy wrapper box?
Well, yeah, I'm hoping town hall again. That's
Okay.
why I'm asking.
Got it. Yeah.
Unless, we can take up another place, maybe the Civic Center, maybe better, because there's kids that go there.
There's definitely a lot of kids there, a lot of sports,
Or like centralized.
Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah. Maybe we could try that this year.
Sure.
I don't know like what the hours are there, like when it would be open.
Well, it's certainly open during the after school hours. And if it was in like the front little, like where you come in on the side by the food pantry.
Yeah. I don't know who to get in touch with on that. Is there like a Civic Center?
I don't know who has jurisdiction over the Civic Center overall, but the Boys and Girls Club folks could probably say yes or no to just having it in the little entryway there.
Like in the right by the main door.
No, by the side door that faces the soccer field.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking like the main door because I know that like
Right. I don't know when that
those doors the gym there and all that. All right, I can look into it.
I mean, if you want to get in touch with Evan there at the Boys and Girls Club, hold on, what's his name? Dan, the rec department person. Maybe he's the one in charge of the Civic Center.
All right.
Yeah, his office is over there.
Okay.
Yeah, he might be the place to start. I was gonna say Evan at the Boys and Girls Club is at least favorably disposed to the ESC because we bring him
Right.
food. So
Yeah. Okay. All right, so get the word out through Facebook, Buy Nothing. I'll ask Jen to post something.
yeah, just let me know where it's gonna be and I'll do I can do a Facebook post about it. I think I have pictures from last year's box and wrapper haul.
Yeah, let me just confirm location.
Yep. That's good. And then if we end up having the schools get more, then they can publicize too.
Yeah.
And I think last time, did we maybe have it up for like a good few weeks after Halloween?
Yeah, I found out there really is no deadline to like return it. Even though they say like, bring it back to us, we want to, blah, blah, blah. Like I found out that they don't really care. All right.
Jen sent one of the news blast things about the pumpkins and the recycling candy wrappers
Ah,
on November 1st.
okay.
We can certainly ask her to send one once we have location.
Yeah. Um, yeah, maybe like next week. Okay. All right. Anything else on that? All right. Next item is school waste initiatives. I don't really have any updates. Cheyenne probably has more. I don't know. Cheyenne, do you have anything that you want to bring up besides Dolbear Food Rescue?
For food besides I show about school waste.
Yeah.
The one thing I think of is it's really Greenwood has a markers recycling or donation bin, like for like dry markers. So in the years past, we've actually partnered with Crayola, and so Greenwood would collect all of these through the years and months, and they have a bin where all the teachers drop off their dry markers, and then they would just send it off. Crayola. But during the pandemic, they did shut that down, and then we partner with Melrose does a kind of like a green recycling thing with TerraCycle, every year. I think it's once or twice a year, but during COVID, they did have one, they did open it up. And so because Crayola shut down their program, they TerraCycle, they partnered with TerraCycle to accept that. So we donated, like we dumped, not donated, but more like we dumped 2 boxes, large boxes of markers then. I don't know if the other schools are doing it, just I know at Greenwood we are doing that. And we are continuing to do that as well. So I saw that there was a bin right as you're going into Greenwood. It's right down the left-hand side. So that's something we can encourage other schools to do it if they are not doing it, including the Galvin and the high school.
Okay.
They also are doing crayons too. So I know that Miss Paiva, she took it on herself to kind of, repurpose some of the small crayons because they don't disintegrate, in the landfill. And so she'll make a project with the kids and then create some kind of like a chalk or, some kind of mosaic that they can actually do stuff with. And she takes them home and melts it for the kids.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing lady.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only thing I can think of from a green initiative right now.
I did speak with emailed with my kindergarten teacher, my kid's kindergarten teacher, and told her about how all the other schools are doing food rescue and compost, and she was interested in helping like find allies and get it going, but we gotta like get a little further into the school year. So that was a couple weeks ago. Another week or two, I'll reach back out. But she seemed like she was willing to help be the in at the school. So
Nice.
Yeah.
we'll make something happen. Yeah.
Oh, and that reminds me of with food rescue. So for those that I didn't update directly with, the health department did approve the schools to donate excess surplus prepared foods. So we, so it's up to Dustin. I did talk to him about it, and and he said he's gonna check in with the leads to see what how they want to approach it. But basically, if they have extra hot dogs, any extra pasta, and things like that, that they, instead of going to compost, they can actually donate it to the pantries now, going forward. So it's just a matter of implementation now.
Yeah. So yes, would they get like certain bags or containers, or how would that be supplied, I guess?
Yeah, and that's the question that we haven't really addressed to see, how they want to approach it. Is there a budget for that? How much is needed even? But basically the way the code works is that you just have to kind of, bag it up or box it or whatever, and then keep it temperature controlled and just date it and label it what it is. And that's it. There is a little bit of a pushback just because the staff are, short staff at a lunch crew. So for them to actually bag it up and label it, that might be an extra ask that they are hesitant to take on.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll need, what I've started doing is, you know, like the dollar store has some of those dollar bags, those the gallon size bags. They actually have one that's kind of bigger than the gallon size bag. And, you know, so, you know, got a few and donated to Greenwood to use.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Greenwood is doing it.
Yeah, Greenwood's doing it.
And so that has to go only to the pantry, right? That the Boys and Girls Club locations aren't going to want that, right?
So it depends. I did approach the one in Stoneham and they don't know what to do with it. However, if things like, you know, if the day off, like chicken nuggets, things like that, Evan says they would love it. So it depends on, you know, where and what it is.
Okay.
But yeah, I
Jay,
think the other week, Dustin, you know, I don't know if I sent you guys a picture, because they were now fully staffed now at the high school, they ended up with extra sandwiches. And he texted me and said, hey, you want it? And I said, sure. So took it and dropped it off right on that Friday, and it was like a huge box of sandwiches. It was great. It was like this bacon BLT kind of thing. It was amazing. It looked amazing.
Oh, wow. That's good. I'm glad he's approaching you with that stuff.
Yeah, he's amazing. So that's
Cheyenne,
all
I
have.
just wanted to ask you, like, do you have a pulse on the Dolbear? Because my son has been reporting that they have not been putting out the bins, and I'm like concerned about it.
Yeah, so yeah, sorry, Christina. Yeah, we started it just a few minutes before you joined. So
Okay.
Mr. Liberti is aware of that. They
Oh,
just
he
don't
is.
have
Okay,
to
yeah.
monitor.
Yeah.
So it's kind of out of his control. They're
Okay.
hoping that, but yeah, we're depending on everyone's grace to kind of push it out, and
Yeah, that's what I thought, but
it's really
okay.
unfortunate. Yeah, it's a bigger school
Yeah,
too.
right. It's like we're there, and you know, we've done our you know, our part. So it's, you know, you just hope that it would be carried over. So
That's the problem with
that's right.
programs, that, you know, we push it out, we do the education, but it's up to them to carry it forward and be responsible for these programs. And that's the issue that we're running into, like at the Galvin, for example. Like they just don't, you know, they're just not, they don't care. They're not taking the responsibility. And so
right.
Yeah.
that's the big-
Melissa, we can take this offline if you want. You had mentioned about getting the PTO involved at Galvin, so I do have some comments about that. Do you want to talk about here, or you want to take it offline?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Yes, I think if I remember correctly in your email, you had approached the PTO to kind of maybe talk about getting the recycling program going on. In terms of food rescue on that part, they're actually doing pretty good. They actually have any prepared food that they have at the Galvin, it actually goes to Metco afterwards. So that's addressed. And I think the kids do get to choose their food there. So there's not that much wastage going on in terms of like being fixed with a tray, like the elementary schools.
Yeah.
So I think we're good on that level. I think in terms of recycling, that's a big battle, because the problem with the PTO is that there's no parents going into the school building during lunch.
Yeah.
You know, so they wouldn't know what to do, you know, because no parents are there, right, during lunch. I think that, I mean, the best they can do is really draft newsletters for the parents to read, because the kids don't read it, right? They do have this.
But can't the PTO kind of like push the like administration a little bit, or no?
Not really. They do more, they're kind of like a side group that do more like things for the kids. You know, for example, they'll do dance nights, you know, for each of the grades. They'll do, you know, like fundraising, you know, like, you know, things like that would kind of pay for activities for the kids. That's kind of how I've seen it in the last, you know, years that my kids, you know, are there, they're still there. So, but in terms of anything else administration wise, they don't really get involved that much.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a youth council member from the Galvin that joined the ESC, Jonathan Chimes' son. So I did mention to him at our last meeting, and he's interested in helping out with the recycling at Galvin. So I just need to get in touch with him and see if like the youth council can kind of take charge on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think years ago, a couple years ago, the only thing it would work is, like you said, some of these youth council, if they get together, or some of the community kids group, they get together, they can form like a plan to kind of help educate recycling, right? So that would be more like an after school program that they would do. Much like when I tried to roll out the food rescue at Galvin, a few years ago, it was also by a group of the green team, right, at Galvin. And they were the one that made the flyers, they wanted to kickstart it. So yeah, it would be on more that angle of things to kind of, if you talk about recycling.
Yeah.
So they can make signs, they can help spread words, kind of do that thing. But
And help it during lunchtime, maybe to like, telling kids what's recyclable and what's not.
yes, they can make signs and stuff like that.
Yeah, the only thing is like, I just don't know like what is recyclable there anymore, like what's happening in the cafeteria. That's what I was trying to get an answer from Dustin on, like, are they still doing the clamshell salads? What are they actually like selling in the cafeteria that is recyclable? So that we can kind of gear our program around that. And so I'd like to get an answer so that we can figure out what to do.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to ping him again, because I know he's been extremely busy with other programs too, so.
Yeah.
That help answer your question about Galvin?
Yeah. So basically PTO, no.
Not really. I would reach out to Mr. T more, who manages the kids with these after school programs, and that would be the way to kind of do it.
I mean, I feel like the youth council is a good avenue, because, if the youth council is kind of driving this train and it's not coming from me or, the outside world, I think it would be more meaningful, and maybe the admin would be more willing.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, let me know if you need me to help out or anything like that, because my kids are there now, so they need any additional hands.
If they know what's being offered in the cafeteria for products, that would be helpful.
Yeah, I'll ask them.
Okay, thanks. Did Larry ever get those bags?
I haven't checked, but I doubt it. I don't think it happens that fast, because Black Earth only delivers, as you know, once a week. So that's if he got to the email and then put in the order, and then they'll deliver it that Thursday pickup.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we actually order the bags through Black Earth. I know that the Walton janitor, I don't think they order through Black Earth. I'm not exactly sure where they order through, but it's up to the janitors to tell Tim when they're out of supplies, so and get an order out.
Yeah, somewhere there's a miscommunication of some sort or lack of training.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the meantime, I brought my bags over for them to use in the meantime. The roll that I have at home through Black Earth.
Well, that was nice of you.
They had to, or else they wouldn't. They were like on their last 2 bags.
Yeah. Okay. I'm assuming Tim didn't get back to you.
Haven't heard.
Okay. Anything else with school waste?
Pumpkins.
Oh yeah, Robin is heading up that endeavor, and yeah, we're doing it on the early release day on November 8th.
Yep.
And so she's coordinating that whole thing with Amy and PTOs and whoever else. She's on top of it.
Do we know how many pounds of pumpkins we had last year?
No.
I was just gonna include that in the a post about it. Like last year, we collected this many pounds of pumpkins.
No, I don't think we did it by pound. I think we did it by number of pumpkins.
Okay.
But Didn't you post about it last year?
Maybe. Yeah. I'll see if I can dig it up.
Yeah, we can start posting about that, getting the word out. I don't think she has started that yet. But I think getting the word out is earlier than later. It's better. Definitely before Halloween.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to interrupt. Do you guys have any kind of program for collecting candies at all?
Candy what?
Just leftover excess candies from Halloween collections?
Oh, the actual candy, not the wrapper?
Mm.
No.
A thing? Do people with children end up with excess candy? We just eat it over the course of many months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we still have Halloween candy from last year. We're just, continuing to eat it at pace.
Yeah, in years past, we the Greenwood PTO had partnered with oh shoot, what is it? What's that dental place around the corner here in Wakefield?
Custom
And
dental.
they actually mail it. What's that?
Wakefield Custom Dental.
No, not that one. I know.
There's a
No,
lot of
it's,
dentists.
yeah. That's my dentist, by the way.
Me too.
But no, I forgot. I can't think of the name right now. But every year they've actually done that. So like, one of the parent volunteer at the Greenwood PTO, like myself, I did it for 2 years when I was at Greenwood. We just kind of put a bin after school, and we're kind of like by the playground, and we just kind of have a big sign, and we announce it. The Greenwood PTO would announce it, and they just collect it, and then we drop it off at that dentist place, and then they ship it to the troops.
Oh,
Mhm. But there's a few organizations that do that, so I'm just not sure, where they are this year.
Hmm.
But I don't know if that's something we get involved in or not. So I just thought I bring that up.
I have not heard of that. So it seems like something each school would be organizing.
The Dole Bear has done that in the past. I want to say pre-COVID. They did do that where they collected and then they sent them to the troops as well. So I do remember that. But I haven't heard of it recently.
I mean, if you have information about it, we can pass them along to Amy Lehman, who's our school committee liaison. Maybe she can pass it along to schools. Does that work?
I haven't heard anything. I know that they just had the PTO at Greenwood at least just had a PTO meeting. It's their first meeting of the year, which is where they usually meet in October, actually, the first meeting of the year. But I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
I'll let you guys know.
All right. Sounds good. Next item is the Green Business Program. So we had a call last week with Jen and Aaron. John from the chamber wasn't able to join. So we didn't have like a lot of updates, but we did discuss next steps, and one of the next steps was updating our business survey that we did a long time ago to include information about our proposed program. And
The survey that you and I did last year?
Yeah. And so add information about our proposed program to see if businesses will be interested in a program like that. So we can gauge interest. And Erin said that she was going to send it out to in her newsletter that she sends to all businesses, so be broader audience.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, so because I'm not really getting a lot of feedback from the chamber. They're Oh, one thing that they were gonna bring it up at their breakfast. The monthly breakfast, I think.
Yeah, it's monthly.
Mhm.
It's the first Thursday of the month.
Yeah, so that was also an idea that was brought up, that Aaron was gonna talk to John about. And he didn't get back to me on like what kind of education he's looking for, so still don't have a clue on that. The other thing that was mentioned was best practices program for businesses, so that could, I guess, be a form of education, where we could have like, some businesses that have taken, steps that we already have outlined in our program and kind of talk to other businesses, have like a webinar or something to explain like, how they went about it, how they purchased it, where they got it, etc. So am I missing anything that we talked about?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was just updating that survey so we can get it
Mhm.
out. So Aaron could get it out. So, Tiana, is that something that you could work on, or?
Yeah, I just need to know what sort of updates we want to make. Do you want to look at it right now?
Sure. Oh, do I need to make you co-host?
Um, All right. So here it is. Can you see my screen?
Yeah,
So what we had collected was name of business, type of business, and depending on the answer, they did or did not get certain other next sections. The food service businesses then got questions about the bylaw and whether they're complying and what challenges they've had, and feedback, and can they people bring their own reusable containers. Food service and retail both would get a question about the plastic bag part of the bylaw. Only food service and retail would also get the styrofoam one. And then all businesses got questions about waste. Do they recycle? Do they compost? What challenges do they have? And they got some questions about energy, about the different programs offered, and then some wrap-up questions, including, would you be interested in being recognized as a green business if you do some sort of thing? So maybe we want to make that a little
expand
more thorough.
upon that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are all of what we had previously.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we want to take out like the bylaw stuff and or some of the bylaw stuff. Maybe you just have like a few questions on the bylaws and then expand on the green business program.
I mean, do we want to just do a fresh survey? I don't know
Probably,
if we're making a new, like,
yeah,
making it fairly different, if we want to just make a fresh one.
yeah.
I think that makes sense.
But I think the format works.
Right, like make a copy of this one that is
Yeah.
the 2023 version.
Yeah.
Is there an easy way to do that? I don't suppose so. Oh boy. Dang.
Hopefully there's a way.
Sure there is. All right, well, you guys don't need to watch me do that, but oh yeah, make a copy.
Make a copy, yeah.
See it, I see it. Make a copy.
Cool.
Done.
Way to go, Google.
Thanks.
Mhm.
I'm gonna make that easy. Okay, so we probably still want the what type of business, because that may impact certain other questions.
Yeah.
do we want to just have the, like, are you complying and take out the challenges piece?
Yeah,
The challenges and feedback?
yeah,
Just so delete this one.
yeah,
Oh, and we want to not have the question about a waiver, right? Or the option for a waiver.
yeah, yep.
So they're either complying or they're still working on it. Okay, get rid of the challenges. Do we want any share customer feedback?
No,
Do we want to ask if they allow people to bring to-go
No.
containers? Okay. Same on the plastic bags.
Yeah.
We're complying, we're not, or we're working on it. Get rid of the challenges. Get rid of customer feedback.
Yeah.
Same on polystyrene.
Mhm.
They don't have a waiver because we don't have waivers anymore. Get rid of that and get rid of that. Okay. Do we want to ask about recycling and composting, or we want to get rid of that in favor of just talking about the?
Yeah, I think we want to get rid of that.
Scrap the whole section.
Probably. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think you can cut it.
Oh, I wonder if we should I move these two, merge these two since they're.
Yeah,
Oops. Wait. Merge with the, okay. So. Oh, are you aware of this and are you complying? Are you aware of that and complying? Great. Okay. Do we want to keep all the energy related stuff?
we want to get rid of that. I think it's, I don't think we want to like gather information about what they're doing. We just want to gather their interest in the program. I think we could keep that question.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this is the main question.
Well, do we want to make more out of this question?
Yeah. I guess I don't know how we want to, like, what kind of questions we want to ask.
Um, I mean, we want to know if folks are like would be motivated to answer some questions about their business in order to be like, are they going to be willing to do the data that fill out the survey to say that they're being green? Maybe we would want to ask, like, do they think they would want some coaching or support or education resources to help them make
Yeah.
changes?
Yeah.
I mean, you could change the question so it's like, Wakefield's considering launching a green business program. Would you be willing to do any of the following? And then can they pick multiples in?
Yeah, we can do a multiple
Like they can pick more than one, and then you could put,
Yep.
all the things they would have to do potentially. That's one option.
The things they would need to do, like
what you just said, like what would you want education? Would you be willing to whatever else? Put a sticker in your window. I'm not sure what else you want to list, but yeah, things that you'd want to know, I guess.
I think we could probably say like, would you be interested in this program? Or
Yeah,
learn
and then
more about it or something?
yeah, yeah,
If they
and then it
say
could just be
no,
yes or
then
no, and then you could do a follow-up question
if
if
they
you
say
want
no,
more
then they're
info.
done with the survey.
Right, right.
Then we'll have all these questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Are interested in learning more about this program?
Yeah.
Or you'd be interested in
Sure.
participating?
Yeah.
And then another question about like what
What resources would you need, or I don't know how to phrase it. What would be helpful to you, or what resources would help you? Yeah.
We could say peer learning or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like webinars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like purchasing supplies, purchasing.
Or like, yeah, supply recommendations. We can't really make those, I guess. We can't recommend brands.
Well, I mean, I think that is included in all those above three. So
Oh,
the
that's
first
true.
three are kind of broad, and then I don't think we need anything else that's
Yeah.
specific, because
Does
specific.
that last one mean like financial support?
What I was thinking is like, okay, so there's 7 different restaurants in town that all need to-go cups.
Mm-hmm.
And if they could get a better deal by purchasing them together through, like
Bulk purchasing
Yeah.
or shared purchasing.
Mm-hmm. It's a good idea.
Promotion or advertising, like, or do we want to ask about like which of these things, we would consider promoting and recognizing your business in the following ways? Do you want feedback on any of that, or we're just going to do what we're going to do?
I think we're gonna do what we're gonna do.
What other questions do we have?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think like how we want to phrase it.
Do we
I-
want, sorry, go
Sorry,
ahead. I was gonna say, do we want to know any like obstacles or potential obstacles that they would be thinking of, like costs or something like that?
Yeah.
Or like if you want to, on the one after the yes or no, you could say, if you chose no,
Right.
why?
Yeah, why? Like,
Yeah.
because I do think that a lot of businesses are going to be like, what's in it for me? From the bottom line does really
Right.
matter. So if things are more expensive or it is a lot more effort to get these things.
do we want that to be just a free response, or do we want to make some suggestions?
I think suggestions.
Suggestions, probably.
So we could say like costs.
Right.
Staff.
Yeah, staffing or time.
Yeah, time, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's like already spent money on other things in place. I don't know.
Right.
That's probably
That's
part of
kind of related to cost.
What about like customer, like they don't know if the customers would be into it or something like that. Customer.
Yeah, lack of customer interest.
Yeah. And then if you do other, can they fill that in? Okay. Okay, I think that's
Cool.
good.
I want to know what things they're already doing. Or get
Yeah,
rid of them? Yes, we do.
I think so.
What questions do you have?
I think we can get rid of that.
What? Which one? This one?
What questions do you have?
There's an extra S in that participates.
Do we want to give options for that one or?
Yeah, we could list like our categories
Yeah, something like that, just because I'm
just to see, yeah, what.
it's like clear to us, but I'm not sure if people would necessarily be able to
Mm-hmm.
generate what sustainability efforts they're doing.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way of seeing like
Mhm.
if our categories make sense or not.
Are things in categories? I thought they're just big points.
I guess we don't have categories in the actual document, but we made them outside the document. Water conservation,
Mm-hmm.
what else do we have?
Something about like compostable or like non-plastic
Yeah,
further thing or something.
non-plastic takeout
Yeah.
containers.
Or yeah, like non-plastic. Yeah, what would
Materials.
takeout contain materials? Yeah. Yeah.
Renewable energy and supporting EVs and non.
Mm-hmm. I think that's pretty comprehensive. You can always add an other, but that's a lot.
Yeah, maybe add another there. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we should ask about like, would you like to be recognized as like a green business? Like, do you find that to be like important or something like that? Yeah.
Do we want to say more about what that means? Like,
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That works. How many questions do we have here?
now none of this is open response. Do we want to like give them a space where they can share more?
Share what?
I don't know, like if they think it's a terrible idea, or like I would only participate in this if I could do this or that, or I you know, I'm really enthusiastic about this. We used to do this back when my business was in thus and such place, and now, I don't.
Well, that has to do with the obstacles, right?
You could add like at the end, is there anything else you'd like to add about a potential green business program? Your thoughts? I don't know if you wanted to have an open-ended something.
I mean, I think it doesn't do much harm to give an open-ended space for folks to say stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't leave it so open-ended. They can share whatever they want.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Do we want to ask them for email and phone?
Sure.
Do we want to make that required? Like, I guess
Is
they
there
tell us the
e-
name of the business, right? That's at the beginning.
Is
So I
there
guess we do
email
this then.
already in there? Like when they fill out the survey?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's not like through their email to begin with.
I think you can potentially set it that way, but I don't think it is by
Oh,
default.
it's not.
I could be wrong about that.
I mean, maybe we just collect that up front, right? Name of business, email, what type of business is it, right? Like, and then we'll scrap the bottom here, and we don't want their phone number.
Okay.
Anyway,
How many questions is this?
not very many. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Okay.
16 max. And that's if you're a food service or getting all the polystyrene questions.
Okay.
It's not bad. I'll go back through and check that like all the skip logic and stuff hung together with the changes that we made. And then I can send over a link.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Relevant to this, I was talking with someone in Beverly, and Green Beverly apparently is like they're like a 501c3 for sustainability stuff, and they have a green business program. Although they like give you coaching and they do some green business stuff. Didn't seem like they have quite as much of they don't have like a point system or anything. You just like say some green things you're doing to them in a very brief survey, and they give you a decal. But they also pointed to some green products and cleaning chemicals and stuff like that on the EPA website. So I was gonna add that to our list of potential resources.
So you're saying they're like a nonprofit and they help businesses be more sustainable?
Yep.
So they could
Specifically
potentially come to Wakefield and provide education?
I mean, my sense was that they do this only for
Okay.
businesses in Beverly. Right, here, I can share my screen.
They have resources that maybe we could use?
Yeah, so it seems like it's much more on a like one-on-one consulting sort of basis. They have like apparently 100 volunteers. They've got like 24 people signed up as coaches who can help with like sustainability audits and helping make green choices. So you get Green Star approved to show up in their directory. And then they just basically have a listing of businesses that in the community that are green.
Hmm.
So they have like, they just list the green businesses here on their site. But I think to add your business, it was just like a little survey and what sustainable practices do you do? So.
Okay.
But the resources that they pointed to include this greener living thing on the EPA website, which like I have been looking for this for a while, like greener products and services. I don't know how useful, like how detailed any of this is, but if it's got ways of choosing better cleaning products, for instance, that might be something useful we can share with businesses.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely.
I'll send links out to these things.
Cool. That's good to know.
They've got 100 volunteers in their 501c3s.
Wow.
Yeah. We could have a fancy website like that if we had 100 volunteers.
Right. Well, they didn't come up in our Google search for green program.
That's true. I was looking around for businesses, for towns nearby doing these things, so something's not quite working.
Tell them they need to be more searchable.
SEO.
Well, cool. Well, maybe, I mean, if they're open to us kind of reaching out to them for, questions about our program, that would be helpful.
Yeah, I'll reach out to the person who has told me about it, because I don't know if she knows someone in there. I'll try to make a connection.
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, I think after you review the survey, make sure it all works good, and we all take a look at it, then we can send it over to Erin for her to send out in her newsletter to all the businesses and see how it goes. And I don't know when the next chamber breakfast is.
November 2nd.
Okay.
It's the first Thursday of the month.
Okay. Great.
I will not be attending that one. I've got a conference that day.
Are you a member?
No, but I've been tagging along. My mom goes to the chamber breakfast as a representative of the Safe Streets Working Group. And she thinks that the breakfast is just a hoot. So I've come along a few times. It is kind of a hoot. Barbara from WCAT is there pretty often also. But John has been very welcoming.
Yeah.
Because he thinks my mom is funny, of me tagging along, but I'm not a member.
Did the chamber pay for the breakfast?
No, you pay your own way. It's at Brothers. They just
Okay.
like reserve a big table at the back. Basic, kind of anyone can show up. You just go and buy yourself breakfast at Brothers and hang out. Chamber members get a special mug, but I think that mug gets them like 10 cents off of their cup of coffee. So it's really it's not yeah, it's not an especially exclusive club.
Got it.
So I think any of us would be welcome to drop in sometime.
Yeah. Well, we probably should if we get this program rolling. but one step at a time. All right.
Various of the town council members go sometimes as well.
Yeah, Erin said that she goes sometimes too. Anything else on green business program? Any other matters not anticipated? All right, our next meeting is November 15th. Does that work for people?
November 15th.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Tiana,
Yes.
Lillian,
Yes.
Christina.
Yes.
All right. Meeting adjourned. Thanks, ladies.
All
Have a
right.
good
Yeah.
night.
Thank you.